Well, hello, good evening, good morning, and good afternoon, somewhere out there in the world. Happy Sunday, happy Sunday. And it hopefully, well, I hopefully um, would share some great things today, I hope, and that you feel that, right? And I hope and pray that you all have had a wonderful, wonderful Thanksgiving holiday with your loved ones and enjoy it as best as you can. I certainly did. I actually was blessed to be a blessing. It's always great to be a blessing to others because when you bless others, you're actually blessing yourself. So this is Real Talk with E.V.E. Obviously, Thursday. The Face of a Hero comes on Thursday. Thursday was Thanksgiving. And so I was celebrating with some very special women. Anyway, I felt the need that I needed to come on today and talk about giving, gift giving. A lot of you, or some of you, I should say, don't know half the stuff I do. And it's not even about me. It's not about this is what I'm doing and look at me and look at how I'm helping. It's the fact that how giving are you? Do you have the spirit of giving? Are you a generous person? And I want to, have some people chime in. This is live and uh, I want to hear from you all, and I will be checking back to comments and respond back to your comments. Oops. Respond back to your comments. Just had a blooper moment right now. Um, because many times we want others to give, but yet we're not willing to give. And so my question would be is why not? Um, some may say because I just don't want to, or because I just don't like it, or whatever the case may be, right? But for such a time as this right now, um, it is needed to give back, to pay it forward. When someone does something for you, what do you do with that gift, with that blessing that you received? Do you go and do something good to someone for someone else? Do you do good to that person that gave you, or do you just ignore it? Or are you a giver expecting with things to have things in return? I give not expecting anything in return because you know what? When I expect things in return, I'm actually setting myself up for disappointment. And it wouldn't be your fault for disappointing me. It would be my fault for allowing that. Now, today you may look at me like, hey, you're wearing something very casual. I am cozy. I have been getting some much needed rest today. Lord knows I needed to rest. Of course, we all need to listen to our mind, body, and soul. So I was really needing this rest today. I got into the holiday spirit and I just watched the new movie that was just released by B.B. Winans, We Three Kings, and it was heartfelt, family. It was a good movie all around. So anyway, the reason why I'm wearing this T-shirt, I have not in the last 2 years given blood, donated blood to the American Cross because I just haven't. I just haven't, and I need to get back on doing that. And I'm gonna work on doing that as soon as I can, because when you have O positive or negative, you have the universal blood that many can use. You should donate. Um, my stream isn't showing up on LinkedIn. Oh, they're working on it. Oh, I'm sorry. To my LinkedIners, listen to me. Um, it's telling me to do something. I'm hoping that we get that fixed here. And I don't know how to move it back. But anyway, hoping that this gets fixed. Glitches do happen. Technology is not 100% foolproof, right? So anyway, I'm wearing this because I want to remind you of how important it is to give back. There's a lot of Tuesday, Give Tuesday. I know Rahab's Daughters has one. I know Victory for Kids has that. I know JA has that. I mean, there's so many nonprofits, Urban League. There's so many nonprofits profits have that so that we can give. But I give daily, and I don't put it out there. I'm just not like that because it's not meant for the left hand to tell the right hand what you're doing. And if you're a nonprofit and you got to share it for your grant purposes or what have you, hey, kudos to you. But I'm not out there saying, look at me, look at what I did for so and so, look at what I did. I won't do that because then I'd be on social media every day, all day. And so anyway, I'm going back to donating blood. In the during the COVID, I was donating plasma. That was the weirdest experience when they draw your blood out and they put it back in. They take the antibodies of the plasma out. It was weird vibration on your arm. Um, so to those that do donate plasma, kudos to you. Thank you so much for giving back. Um, when I say giving, it doesn't always mean monetarily, folks, monetarily. And when you realize what it does for others when you donate a cup of coffee, what, $5, and you donate that once a month, what that could do more than what that cup of coffee will do for you. I'm not kidding. I promise you. And I am very involved with Rahab's Daughters, but that's not the only nonprofit organization that I'm part of that I sit on a board. There's quite a few, 5 or 6 organizations I sit on the board, on their board, and I volunteer. I've been a champion volunteer for years since I was a teenager. Um, and the highest paying job, folks, is volunteerism, in case you did not know. So teach your kids to volunteer, to give back at a very young age. It's very warming, heartwarming, heartfelt when you see the outcome of what that $5 can do. Then you'd want to give more. And that's the thing. Many people don't realize what just a few dollars can do to support someone else, to support a cause. Um, and I want to thank everyone that is part of an organization. I don't have a guest today, folks, so I may or may not have an audience, but if it touches someone and it convinces someone to give back, hey, I did my due diligence. I did my due. I want to, thank all the Rotaries, thank everyone that's part of the nonprofit that's giving back. Also, I want to thank everyone that sits on boards that are active. You can sit on a board, put your name on it, but you're not an active board member. Also, to the Blind and Social Center. That's a beautiful organization, and what it shows to the blind or visually impaired people. It's just a beautiful organization altogether. To my international organizations, thank you for what you do also. In giving back, it doesn't have to cost money, folks. It really doesn't. And it touches my heart every time I see a movie and I see people, or I read a story, or I see it for myself when I see someone that is in need, but yet you could be in need at the same time. Or let's just say, I'm going to use me as an example. I could be in need of a blessing. So what do? I put myself first. Many say you need to put yourself first, like the oxygen mask, right? Or do you, even though when you're in need of a blessing, do you bless regardless? Do you bless others? I don't know if, um, how you feel about that, but I just keep hearing it's like God talking to me and saying, when you give to those least among me, you giving it to me. And that's what I keep hearing. When you give to the least, you give to me. And that lets me know that even if I'm in need of my own blessing, go ahead and bless someone else. I don't do it to get anything back in return. Are you a giver? Are you a cheerful giver? Do you tithe? Do you give your tithes? Know that that money doesn't belong to you. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. And so my heart was really heavy in these last few days, maybe because of the holidays or maybe because of the need that's high. That need is so high. The need to feed, the need to clothe, the need to shelter is so high in this nation that I can't help but to see everywhere I go. Everywhere I go, I see their mom with little kids. Are they being exploited? Are they being trafficked? Are they, I don't know. I just start thinking those things. I look at missing children, missing women. I think, are they being trafficked? Are they being held against their own free will? Um, or are they, I mean, there's so many things that can go wrong when you see a missing person. So many things can be happening, but I think those things and I immediately pray because it just, I wouldn't want to see someone that I know that's missing, someone that I know that's been hurt, someone that, you know, uh, it's, you just never know. You just never know. You just never know. Could that be someone you know? Why wait until it's someone you know? Just saying. Why? I'm sorry, forgive me. I was doing something. Why wait for it to happen and hit home before you do something, before you support something, before you give back? A $5 coffee once a month, giving it to a nonprofit, to an organization like Victory for Kids for Education, for healthcare, like um, Rahab's Daughters. That's an international organization. $5 can go far, farther than what your $5 can do for you. A cup of coffee is not going to hurt you. Make it yourself at home. I don't know. Sorry, this is water. It's flavored water. I just want it in a glass of wine. I haven't had wine in a long time. I'm not much of a drinker and I'm not here to promote it either. But I just want you to touch your heart. Be a giver. And when you give, please, again, do not give expecting for something in return. Yes, we call it reciprocation. Let's be reciprocal. If I were to expect that, then I shouldn't help anybody. Very few of the people I support reciprocate. Very few. And I don't ask for anything in return. Some of you actually know I share your stuff without you asking me. I just feel it in my heart to do it. I just do it, randomly do it. The Holy Spirit just says, bam, share this one, share that. And I'm not asking for anything in return. So I pray that this touches someone's heart that has some pockets with a lot of money, right? And to give. And if you know what, you don't have to have a lot of money to give back. Someone does something for you, go and do it for someone else. Not necessarily the person that did you the favor or blessed you. More so, bless you. I'm looking for my statistics for Rahab. Some of you may say, "Oh, this is boring. This is a boring show." You know what? Just like when you go to church and you fall asleep, right? Wow. I just want to thank everyone that's given back. Anyone that has blessed me, anyone that has done something for me, I want to thank you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. For those that are watching on the platforms that I'm on now, I am on less platform this time, but I will continue to grow the YouTube channel. Please subscribe to the YouTube channel, and I hope that these podcasts find it valuable. You find them informative, because it's not about me. Today, it may sound like I'm making it about me. Yes, I donated blood. I've been a donor for years, and I thank my son for that. When he was in high school, there was the Red Cross was at the high school, and he was donating. I said, you know what the heck, I'll donate too, because when I was in high school, I was not able to qualify what they required for me to donate. One was my weight or the number of my iron number. It was too low or didn't weigh enough to donate. So I wasn't able to, but I always wanted to since I was in high school, even though adulthood, I wasn't thinking about it. I had kids and everything. And then I decided to donate, and I'm an organ donor. How many of you have that little heart in your license? Think about these things that maybe you're not doing them, and I hope you start doing them. Get that little heart in your license. Go to the BMB, the License Bureau, and say, "Hey, I want to be an organ donor." Because when we die and we have healthy organs, why not save someone's life with them? Same thing with your blood. I think one pint saves 3 lives. I'm O positive, and it gives me a great pleasure and it blesses me to know that when my blood goes somewhere and I get an email saying, "Hey, your blood is going to this hospital right now." Oh, they just like, "Hey, yay." A real short story, I may have shared it before. My dad used to not believe in donating blood because he didn't understand how that works. He thought that you donate blood and it doesn't come back to you. You know, he didn't really go to school to learn that. And so I didn't knock him. I just said, Dad, one day you'll get to know why I donate blood. He said, You need this blood. You need it. Your body needs it." Until one day my dad needed blood himself. And no, I didn't donate it to him. But at the time that he was getting the transfusion, when I got there, I said, "Hey, Dad, you bled a lot and you needed a transfusion, and they gave you 2 pints. Where do you think that blood came from?" And I got him to thinking, "Well, Dad, if it wasn't for someone like me to donate blood, you wouldn't have that blood. And there is a shortage of blood out there. So if you have not donated blood, become a donor or plasma donor. Don't do it for the money. If you do it because you need it, hey, fine. But be that donor because it feels good to give back, to be generous, to give from what the Lord has blessed you." So hopefully I come back on the wagon and start donating blood again, because you can't donate plasma and blood even as simultaneously. You got to wait so long in between donations. Um, but do that. Go to a soup kitchen. Go and volunteer. It'll warm your heart to see how good it feels when you're doing for somebody else. Because people are out there are very selfish. It's all about me, me, me. What about me? What about me? Don't you see I need? Don't you see I'm this? Look, my pity potty. Look, feel sorry for me. Look, I'm the victim. No, 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 no. Go out there and just give. Go buy a cup of coffee or chocolate, hot cocoa to someone that's out there. I've seen people say, or I've heard people say, "I'm not going to give money to those panhandlers, to those that are out there on the street. They probably are drug addicts. I don't want to support their drug. I don't." You know what? That's between them and God. I just did my due diligence. I did my giving. I paid it back somehow. I gave him $2. I gave him $1. I gave him $5. I think they need it more than us, but I'm not here to support a drug addict or alcohol, but I'm not here to judge them either. And I won't think like that because I did a good deed. And that's what I'm looking at, because that's what God is looking at. What have we done while we're here on earth? I've told several people I'm going to die empty. I'm going to empty out. I'm not going to leave any fortune in that soil, in that cemetery, wherever I'll be buried. I am not going to leave my gifts there. People will see my fruits here on earth. That's why the cemetery is the most richest place. It's the richest place on earth is the cemetery, folks. And I learned this from Bernice A. King, Dr. Martin Luther King's daughter, years ago, where we sat and broke bread, and she spoke at a church in Gary some years ago. And thank you, Don Thompson. You know who you are, for that opportunity as well. And so, the richest place on earth is the cemetery. I'm going to empty out. My treasures will be here. My gifts will be shown here on earth, not 6 feet under. I will not add any value to that soil. Heck, don't even come visit me at the cemetery, because I won't even be there. It'll just be my vessel that's there. And so think about these things. I just felt the need to talk about giving. What is your way of giving? How do you give? How do you give? Feel free to comment. And as you're watching, I'll respond to your comments. But I just wanted to bring that out today. I just, some movies really get me, and I get teary eyed, and then I'm just, thinking about how dark this world has been and the things that are happening across the country in our own community, the homelessness. And I'm not talking about refugees, folks. That's separate. The homelessness, our veterans, people are hungry. We have food deserts. And what are we doing? I want to read something to you. Thank you, Lord. I just felt I needed to read this. And I saw this post on Facebook, folks. And for those of you that are on the social medias, thank you for following me, for liking my posts, for sharing them. Thank you so much. It touched my heart, and I had to copy it and send it, email it to myself, because actually I think I have two things I would like to share with you. I have a few minutes because this show is only 30 minutes, and um, your words have power of life and death. Please listen to these words. Listen to this. Just remember that when you speak to someone in need, this is a great example. One cold night, a billionaire met a poor old man on the street. He asked him, "Aren't you cold? You're not even wearing a coat." The old man replied, "I don't have a coat, but I'm used to it." The billionaire replied, "Wait for me. I'll go home and get you a coat." The poor man was so happy and said he would wait for him. The billionaire arrived at his house, busied himself there, and forgot about the poor man. The next morning, he remembered the poor old man and went to look for him, but found him dead from the cold. The poor old man left a letter saying, quote, "When I didn't have warm clothes, I had the mental strength to fight the cold. But when you promised to help me, I clinged to your promise and it killed my mental power." Don't promise anything, folks, if you can't keep your promise. It may not be necessary for you, but it may be everything for someone else. And with that post, there was a picture of a man frozen. Adhere to those words, folks. And here's one last thing I want to read to you. And this is a great story, guys. I mean, these, when I read them, I had to copy them and I had to share them because it really touched my heart and it made sense. A woman asked an old man, "How much do you sell these eggs for?" Really pay attention to this because this could be talking to you. This could be you or someone you know. A woman asked an old man, "How much do you sell these eggs for?" The old man replied, 25 cents per egg, lady." The woman told him, "I'll get 6 eggs for $1.25, or I'll leave and get none." The old salesman replied, "You can buy them at whatever price you want. This is a good start for me because today I haven't sold a single egg and I have to sell everything to feed my family." She bought these eggs at the price she wanted and left feeling like she had won. She got into her nice car and went to a fancy restaurant with her boyfriend. The lady and her friend ordered what they wanted. They ate little and left most of what they ordered. She was given a bill of $150. The woman left a whopping $200 and told the owner of the elegant restaurant the rest was a tip. Did you hear that? She was given a bill of $150 bill for her food, but left $200, $50 tip. This story might have seemed normal enough for the chef of a luxury restaurant, but very unfamiliar to the egg seller. My question is, why do we always have to demonstrate power over a poor salesman when we buy what he has to offer from him? And why are we so generous to those who don't even need our generosity? Quote unquote, quote, "My father bought goods from the poor at higher prices, even though he didn't need these things. He sometimes paid them more. I was in shock. One day I asked him, Why are you doing this, Dad? And my father replied, this is charity wrapped in dignity, my son. And I know most of you will not share this message, or maybe you will. I hope so. But if you're one of those people who took the time to listen to this story, please share it. Maybe you're sowing a good seed just by sharing. Now ask yourself, have you done that? If so, why? Why do we always want to bargain with the poor? And with the rich, we'll pay the price they ask. Why? We do that. I'm guilty of it. Go to Mexico. That's where we can bargain, right? And they're the ones that need it the most. Go to a fancy restaurant and you leave a large tip. We can't bargain with them, can we? Well, how about I take two for the price of one here? Unless they're giving you the special, you don't ask, right? You don't ever ask. You just pay the price. There's people that have gifts and we give them $1 for it. There's a person on the stage with the same gift and we pay them $10,000 for it. Tell me what's wrong with that picture. Hmm. Did I touch your heart? Did I touch a nerve? I hope I left something in your mind to think about. Let it marinate in your mind and your heart. That if you are one of those, or if you know someone that is, please share the story with them. Why do we do that? Why do we want to pay them less when they're the ones that need it the most? The gift of giving. We are judged by our fruits. That when I die, I pray that someone says, because of you, I was able to XYZ. When I die, I'm sowing seeds so someone can say that and not good riddance. I'm glad she's gone. She was such a mean person. I wouldn't want that. I would not want that because we're here to do good and not evil. And there's a lot of people doing evil. So don't be one more. Don't have a bitter heart. Don't hold grudges to someone that hurts you. Instead, forgive quickly to get that weight of that burden off of you so that you can be forgiven. Next time you see someone on the corner that needs food, that has a sign, just give them $1. Don't start worrying about what they're going to do with that dollar. You're going to throw it somewhere else anyway with a piece of candy. You don't think twice about it, do you? Let's drink a 6-pack. It's my money anyway. A 6-pack can go farther if you just hold on to it. I hope it's touched your heart. These 2 stories I shared and about the gift of giving. Go and donate blood, donate plasma. Go and just give back. Someone did something good for you, go and do it for someone else. And don't tell everybody and their mother, don't tell everybody the world what you did for somebody. Like I said, if I were to be like that, I would sit on social media all day because I have the gift of giving, a generous heart. And never, never, hear me, when you do something for someone, don't ever say it, but throw it in their face. Ever. It's been done to me. I've been told I'm generous, that meaning them. Oh, I'm so generous. You don't hear me saying how generous I am. Right now, you are because we're talking about the gift of giving, being generous, being a cheerful giver. When you give, are you cheering on? Are you a cheerful giver and saying, yes, I'm so happy I was able to do this. I was blessed with this. So now I'm able to bless them. But remember, even when you are in need of your own blessing, bless somebody else because God is watching every good deed we do here on earth. And during these times of the season of the holidays, of Christmas and all that, for those that celebrate, this is the time that many people get depressed. Go check on them, call them. How you doing? Hey, I got some coffee. Can I come over and bring you some? Or hey, I'll pick you up. Let's go get some coffee. You don't know what kind of life they're living. You don't know how depressed they may be. You don't know how lonely they may be. You don't know. We just assume. Just like people assume yes, I am busy. There's no assumption. But when you want to ask me for something, don't let that be what stops you. Don't make that excuse. Don't think for me, speak for me, and saying she's too busy, I won't talk to her. I didn't want to bother you because you're so busy. You know, you got this and that. Don't do that because now you're responding and thinking for me. Don't do that either. Don't do that to others. Ask. Let them tell you they're busy. You know, you have not because you've asked not, right? Asking you shall receive. Knocking it shall be open. Yes. So I hope that this has touched somebody's heart, or I don't know, something went cling on their mind. So just remember, for such a time as this, it is time to give. It is time to be a blessing to someone else. And on that note, I gotta go. Thank you for watching Real Talk. This is nothing but real talk, folks. Real talk with E.V.E. And I'm gonna continue and drink my agua because I need to stay hydrated. I've been told, and I've been slacking on my water. Stay hydrated, folks, and watch out for the elderly. You know, look out for them rather, that they don't get dehydrated at all. And many people are concerned about their animals. Don't be more concerned about animals than human beings. They have value too. But on that note, until next time, I'll be back next Sunday, 8 p.m. Central Standard Time, Lord willing. And of course, The Face of a Hero, Thursdays at 8 p.m. Thank you for watching here on this show, as always, which is Real Talk with E.V.E. Love you guys. Love you lots. Know that God loves you, and I do too. And have a good night. Be safe, be blessed, and stay warm for those that are out in the Midwest where it's cold now. Take care. Ciao.